episode 3 of the Rig Rundown. I'm joined today by my good pal Fredy from Nomadus. How's it going, man?
All good, man. Thanks
Good.
for having
Thank
me.
you so much for coming.
No worries.
Brilliant. Well, you're here to represent Nomadus today. Missing, we have Neil, Carl, and Brett.
Yep.
You want to shout out to those guys? Sorry,
Yeah,
they
big
couldn't
shout
be
out.
with us.
Big shout out to Neil,
Yeah.
Brett, Carl.
Brilliant. So yeah, man, you're basically you are the frontman of Nomadus. You're the singer and lead guitarist.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'd consider guitarist first, and then
Yeah?
vocalist. Yeah, because that was the plan anyway. But
Okay. Was
Yeah.
it so? It wasn't always the plan for you to do the vocals.
not really. No.
No.
But it worked out all right, I think.
Uh-huh.
A lot of
Hell yeah, man!
hustle.
Turned out pretty damn well.
Yeah.
That's class, man. So you started Nomadus in 2015. What did you do before that? Were you in any other bands previous?
No, not really. So
No?
I moved to Belfast in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a month after, maybe August or something,
Yep.
I saw the ads because I was looking to play in a band with someone at least,
Yeah.
So I moved from Portugal, and I never had an experience of playing in a band before, but that was always my dream, was to
Awesome.
was to just
So this is
play
like your
riffs.
first time as your first band?
Yeah, like
Oh, shit.
proper band, yeah.
That's class, man. Because a lot of people don't get to get that much success with their very first band. Usually, most people's first band's a disaster.
So it was. So I went to the website, join my band.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the best of what I could find at the time,
Yeah.
and I saw this ad, lead guitarist wanted, and it was Neil. So
Yeah,
Neil
okay.
was he was starting to putting a band together, but
Brilliant.
he just wanted people to jam with and see how it feels and stuff, and
Cool.
so then I went to the audition
Yep.
with him, and learned a bunch of songs, like a cover songs, like it was System of a Down,
Nice.
like Lonely Day, and Buck Rogers, and Metallica, Whiskey in the Jar. Like it was a few songs like that,
Cool.
and so it's just for us to have a feel for it, and then there was another, like a drummer, and but it was not set in stone. So, but I think he knew once I got there, that night,
That it was meant to be.
he knew like how.
It's
was the
gelled
guy.
right away then?
Yeah, straight
Oh, that's
away,
cool, man.
and
Awesome.
and then from there, both we were trying to get the right people. Like we had a lot of hustle with
Yep.
trying to find drummers and bass players mostly, and then
Drummers can be hard to find,
I think,
especially
yeah.
good ones.
That's it. It's like
Yeah, well, you guys got lucky with Brett.
yeah.
He's fucking brilliant.
It only took us what
You didn't actually
four
have
four
you didn't
years,
even have
4 or
him
5 years.
on the first release. You got Josh to do drums, didn't you?
On the first release was Apex Breath,
Yeah.
and that was 2019. But we had a drummer. That was our first proper lineup.
Okay.
It was Liam, drummer from America,
Oh, cool.
and he was just studying here, and then shortly after that he left to America,
Hmm.
and then that was it. We needed to find another drummer, and luckily then Ozzy, the bass player at the time, he plays with War Corps now.
Okay.
You probably know those guys.
Yep.
And he was a bass player, and then we done our first few shows together, and then shortly after Liam left, then Carson, it was Ozzy's friend.
Yep.
And then he was the drummer for us for a bit, and then for over a year, and then we just went separate ways with Ozzy and Carson.
Yep.
And then that's where we got Carl, and then a year later we got Brett. But it was quite a journey. But
Yeah.
it's once you get the right lineup, you just know.
Yeah. So when was the first Nomadus gig? When was that?
It was Metal to the Masses 2019.
Oh, so you got to
Yeah.
get it from 2015. You hadn't played all the way up
No,
to then.
no, it was always trying to find bass players, drummers, and vocalists.
Fair play to you for sticking it out. It was worth it in the end. Like,
Yeah, and it was just trying to find the right people basically, and then trying to write we were both, me and Neil, were trying to come up with stuff, and our influences are very much, like the usual suspects, but it's more like,
So I was going to ask you, what was that? What maybe brought you together? Sort of a mutual influence.
yeah, definitely it was Metallica and Sepultura
All
straight
the
away.
legends. Yeah.
Like,
Awesome.
I just knew, and
Of course, man, that's brilliant.
yeah, but basically those were the big ones: Metallica, Sepultura,
Yeah.
Pantera.
Is that what you sort of set out to do when you got together? Was that what you wanted your sound to be, or did you just kind of
we
jam and see what came out?
well, it
And that's
was
just
more
it?
like experimenting,
Yeah.
and because I never used, because we played drop C,
Awesome.
but we never really, I personally never really played with drop C before that
Yeah.
much. Never mind writing it, like
Mhm.
creating something with it, and Neil started writing stuff like that, demos, and
Yeah.
it was so I took that approach, and then I started writing like that as well. So we both started to
Cool.
so
Drop C's good. I prefer it as well because it's like it's lower for singing, so lower voice and it's better keys for
I know.
singing.
I kind of know that now.
Yeah.
I had
Better
to
on your
I had to
throat.
find out the hard way, I guess, because I wasn't the singer one. I wasn't.
Yep.
I still don't consider myself as a singer.
No, well, no, you're
Um,
fucking brilliant. You are.
Yeah,
singer.
thanks. But I always was more like the guitar is my thing, and
Yeah.
we tried for ages to get a vocalist, and we didn't get any luck.
Mhm.
And we
It's
we
like,
just
fuck it, I'll do
knew
it.
we just knew what we wanted to do, but then eventually started writing lyrics and stuff, and I kind of shouted the idea. Yeah, maybe I'll try, and see what it's like. And
Yeah.
it was shite at first, but it was. I said, like, man, give me a year or so, or a couple of years, and
Well, nobody's
just-
going to be amazing when they first start out. No one's going to be in their final form.
I
to
suppose,
begin with.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's cool. Fair play to you for just deciding to do it, taking
Yeah.
it on, learning it, mastering it. That's classic. So how did you go about creating the Nomadus sound? Like, what would be a typical way you would go about coming up with a song?
Man, I would say just experimenting.
Would someone
Like
come in
music.
first with a part, or would you just bounce things off each other, or a bit of both?
It's a bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone come in with like, this is the song, here it all is, here's everybody's bits all written down? No,
Like, yeah, well, I would be a bit like that.
yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd be very, very self-conscious of things. Like,
Mhm.
is this good enough? And and then the guys always tell me, here, maybe this way or something. Or
Well, it's always good to
and
get
then,
the other's input. As
and
well.
then from there we just build the song.
Brilliant.
But I kind of have stuff in my head sometimes, and it just clicks. The way
Aye.
the riffs just flow, and if it doesn't, we'll try again until it's perfect.
Been in bands that have done it both ways. Ones where we would have the song pretty much all written and
Yeah.
demoed out at home before we would jam it, and then other bands where they'd prefer sort of jamming it out live, and we'd do it the complete reverse way, where we would form the song together in the practice room and then go away and record it. But there's benefits to doing both, and it all
There's benefits from jamming,
yeah,
and then benefits from just being in your space,
getting technical,
alone, and then come up with something that's going to be more beneficial for the sound.
Yeah.
So that was always my
being able to self-record now and all the software and everything.
Yeah.
It makes things so much
I know.
easier.
I would be a master of like recording.
Yeah, but if you,
Well,
if you
but
can
but
layer
just
things
just
up and
just demos,
enough just to show everyone how it
just
goes.
demos,
Yeah,
just
that's fantastic.
riffs, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, yep, you guys went in to do your first single. That was Apex Breath, 2019. That was with Josh, JSR Audio.
Yeah.
How did you find going in? Did you have any other options for studios, or was it always coming
Well,
to Josh?
It was actually after the final of that Metal to the Masses.
Was that what you won?
No, that we won at the final.
Yep.
But we didn't win. But we got Josh actually messaged us the next day and
Oh,
was
okay.
like,
Looking to work together?
really liked your set. Do you want to record a song? And that's
Oh, that's so
we went
cool. Yeah.
and that was really cool of him to do that.
Brilliant. So, when you recorded that, what gear did you use?
It was pretty much what I have now. I use this guitar now for live mainly.
Yep. Is that what you've been using since day one?
No, not
Nope.
this one. I used to use the ESP
Oh, very
LTD.
nice.
Yeah, but the pickups are pretty much the same as the MG 8160. This one's
Awesome.
the 8185, but it's pretty much the same kind
Yeah.
of sound, you know.
Cool.
This one just have, I think, more balls to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you went in to do your first single with Josh, did you bring amps with you? Did you use his
Just the heads.
heads?
We use our heads. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Both me and Neil, we used the Laney.
And was this 2019? This was before he got the Axe effects that he uses now, wasn't it? So it was
Yeah.
still mic and amps up back then.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
I think so. I
Awesome.
can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Nice.
And he had
was that
that
in the
other.
Bearcat room.
Yeah, that other big room.
Nice
Yeah,
one.
it was
nice one.
with the live setup.
What did everybody else use?
Well, Neil, he uses the ESP LTD as well, the Explorer.
Yeah.
And he also used the Laney, exact like this one.
Yeah.
The
Same amp, exactly the same. Did
same-
you
same
get them
head.
together to sync up sounds?
We had like one each.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was that intentional? I mean, did you just go and get the same one together? So you
Yeah,
could
it
have
was more like a similar sound,
That's a really
and
good
also
idea,
it was
actually, yeah.
it was kind of a budget
Yeah.
head.
Well, it means you lock in a good sound
Yeah,
as well.
and
can-
you know, we can't clash. That's the whole thing. Is
Yeah.
like the tone has to be that sweet spot where
excellent.
you know he has a bit more mids.
Uh-huh.
I scoop out my mids a bit more, and
Okay.
he has a bit more bass. I take out the bass. And,
So do you
yeah.
compensate for EQs then off each one?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
don't want to crank up the gain like fuck
Yeah.
because it's like when you're live,
Too distorted.
you know, you're too distorted, too
Mhm.
much things coming in, and we
Oh,
don't.
that's cool, man.
We
Yeah.
just try to find that sweet spot, you know.
I
And we
know.
use a lot of that dual melodies, but
Yeah.
more like Crowbar does it, and,
Yeah.
you know, and so yeah, it's more
Nice.
about getting that sweet spot.
That's really cool, man. What about for bass?
For bass was the Hartke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Hartke head.
Oh, very good.
So it's pretty good. Like,
Nice one.
and also the Hartke cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really they're grit.
And what did you do
Yeah.
for vocals? Did you just go through the songs live, or did you punch in your parts and really sort of,
Yeah,
go
Like-
for big production?
yeah, and obviously I never been in a studio
Yeah.
situation like that before, so it was really interesting, and it was my first time recording vocals like that, and yeah, Josh was really good, like
Oh, he's brilliant.
guiding me and stuff. So
He's really good at sort of helping you get a good performance out of yourself vocally that you might not have even knew you could have done. You
Yeah.
know, he'll be like, no, it's not good enough, do it again. No, it's not good enough, do it this way. No, try it now this way.
Yeah,
And he'll
yeah.
actually help direct a really good performance.
yeah, man, he's good like that.
Yeah,
Then.
he's
Yeah.
a great producer for it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man. So how did you prep for doing that? What did you do to get ready for your first time going in the studio? Did you just demo? Did you do a lot of pre-production? Did you demo it out at home?
No, well, we had the demo.
Yeah.
But that's
Just
it
do
was
it
just
all.
for us to have and then go live, go play
Did you
live.
do it
and
exactly to your demo, or did you deviate
slightly
too much?
different because you know the drums play a big part. And
Yeah.
the demo was all MIDI drums.
Yeah, just
you know, but you know the way the drummer played, obviously had his own way influence on it.
grooves.
You
Cool.
know, and his groove on it. But yeah, it turned out pretty well.
Nice one,
pretty
dude.
well.
That's
Uh,
really cool. And would you have done anything differently on that? Looking back on it, did you listen to it and be like, "Fuck, I wish I hadn't have done that way," or something else to add?
See, that's the thing, you know. Whenever you do something, you record something, and then you listen back, it's like this is the best I could do that
Yeah.
time. Now I would be more experienced in regards to maybe a couple things,
Aye.
but then you know that's just I think it's that period in time, and then you move on to the next thing, and you just do. I always think is you have to give your best on that time, and
on the
then
day.
and then you know unless it was really really shit, I'll be like,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I think
So no regrets. You're happy with
no,
how it
not
all-
really, no.
Brilliant. 'Cause I have a few songs from various albums and EPs that I might have done something slightly different on, or
Yeah.
just change the odd word or change the odd note. Just like it's like I can do that fucking better now. I wish I had it.
Yeah,
But,
but
you
then
can't
you
dwell
know
on that.
yourself.
Yeah.
That helps you in the future.
Yeah.
you know, and
Just do it better next time.
It's the same with me, you know. Like even with the album, I know now I'll probably do a couple of things different, but I'm like, yeah, that's at the time that's the best I could
You
come up
didn't
with.
do any music videos? No,
No, no.
no. Any plans to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's always the thing we want to do, but then we never really knew how to
Suppose-
approach it, and as well. And
'Cause you don't want it to be shit, and you
Yeah.
don't want to break your bank spending all your money on one.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's that happy medium. My advice would be just practice doing DIY ones. You don't have to release them. Just by the time you do your 20th one, they might be half decent enough to cut a 30-second reel out of or
That's
something. You know what I mean?
no,
Yeah.
man. It was more of the thing of the music is more important anyway, but then at the same time, music videos it's as important.
It's how you get people's attention.
Yeah.
And they're
but
good fun as well.
But there was always a thing in my mind that was like, I just want to listen to the music, really. But at the same time, we definitely doing that this time around. Yeah.
So you followed up your first single with the next 2-track EP, The Dawn of Darkness, Silent Dusk.
Yeah. So that was during during COVID basically.
Fabulous
those
COVID. Everyone's favorite.
the dark times.
Mhm.
But no, there was like 2 songs that were ready, and that was gonna be like on the next, because the album was pretty much done,
All
and then
wrote and ready to go.
and then that happened. We had to put that on a waiting, and then that happened. We had to stay at home, not doing it. So I was just writing. We were just writing more songs, and then those 2 were kind of different.
Probably getting angrier and more
Yeah.
aggressive too, like
This is-
being pent up in the fucking house. Like,
So those 2 are kind of different.
did you not go out and have any like secret jams?
No, actually, not during those times, like. Cause
Yeah, me neither.
No, actually, it was hard, like, because we were used to be every week,
Yeah,
and then
that's a real momentum killer.
I know it was, but
Um,
anyway, those songs were basically ready. So then we thought, whenever that things open up again, we're like, let's just record 2 songs, and that keeps
Yeah.
the momentum going before we do the actual album. And that was the idea behind it. It was
Right.
those 2 songs kind of. It's like a concept.
When
It's not an EP, but those 2 are
they're
both
okay, so are they like? Is there a story going on?
Yeah,
or how do they
like-
relate to each other?
like Dawn of Darkness would be like you're stuck in your head, but you're like, time doesn't go by.
Right.
It's about the mental health,
Yeah. Okay,
but
no.
kind of being stuck in time, and
How is the next one?
and then Silent Dusk. So basically, Dawn is the rise, and then
Okay, so
Dusk is the
it's a happy ending.
yeah. So Silent Dusk is basically
Brilliant.
the struggle to get out of that. The uplift is
It's
more
always,
uplifting.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like our music, it's very aggressive. It's very. Some people think of it as very negative, but I think it's good if you can try and put something positive in there.
Yeah.
Like it's something about picking yourself up, keeping yourself going, carrying on. Because how do you put positive and uplifting motifs and lyrics into music? It sounds like ours. So
I know.
that's the clever.
That's
that's
the-
the clever way to do it.
And that's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it can't be all fucking dark and depressing and angry all the time.
Yeah.
It's got to mean something else. Some other times, like
Yeah, and sometimes
well
it's
done
just
on doing that.
just hidden in the. I like to write a lot of like hidden
yeah,
meanings, or like
Awesome.
metaphors and
Getting,
stuff.
like,
So
meta.
not really direct,
That's
in your
cool.
face.
that's it. Like you don't necessarily want who you're singing about to know you're singing about them. Is that it? Like,
Kind of thing, yeah.
Cool.
I know what you mean.
yeah, that's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So would bring us up then to the 2022 Medal of the Masses. You
Yeah.
made it to the final. Didn't actually win the final, but
Yeah.
impressed Simon Hall enough
Yeah.
to actually get called and asked to come
Yeah.
play a New Blood stage anyway.
That
So
was it.
what was that like?
That was unreal.
Yeah.
We played, and it was amazing that the whole competition was really, really good that year.
Oh, it's always brilliant crack.
Yeah. And then Hint, they were the winners, and rightly so. I fucking love those guys.
Brilliant.
And then Simon, it was like a couple of months later, he gave us a shout and said,
That's so cool.
guys, do you have an opportunity to come to the New Blood stage as well? And I was like, what?
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that was pretty game change
I
for
suppose
us.
like to have made it to the final, to have not won and just thought, okay, made it to the final. It was a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
run, good job, guys. And then you're like, no, actually, he's actually fucking going.
yeah,
That must
yeah.
have been a really cool surprise.
That was cool. Like, yeah.
That's class, man. Yeah. So, any tips for anyone else then who does Metal the Masses? Because obviously you didn't win it, but you still got picked to go. I mean, it's still,
Yeah,
you still
yeah.
achieved the end result. At the
You
end of
still,
the day.
you still, yeah.
So if you were giving advice to anyone else, to
I would
try
just say like practice before,
Yeah.
and don't look awkward on stage as well, because a lot of bands is the first time like we were, and I have no
Yeah.
idea how to behave on stage, or
and, it can take a while to loosen up and
yeah,
discover,
and
get out of yourself.
just don't let the nerves get
Yeah,
to you.
don't-
Whenever you're there, just do it all. Just give
Yeah.
it all your energy.
That's
And
cool, man.
yeah, this is pretty much it, man. And
Brilliant. And you got to
And
be
have the riffs
a
for it.
judge as well. But you got
Yeah.
to come back in and judge it. So, as a judge, what advice would you give the bands when you're judging bands? What were you judging on? What was the criteria? How were you giving the marks? And what were you deducting for?
well, a lot of the thing was the respect. So, for
Mhm.
example, be on time. Don't,
It's
you have
big
half
part
an
of it.
hour, not
Yep.
1 minute more. Because in Bloodstock is like that.
You're safer just aiming for
Yeah.
beneath. Just
You
to
go,
be
you go
safe.
there. You have
Go,
those.
go 27 minutes just to be safe.
Yeah, that's it. Don't be abusing that and,
Yeah.
and treat it like a proper competition, even though it's
Even though it is a load of mates having crack, it
Exactly.
is still a serious competition.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to treat it like such. Yeah, I would look at that a lot, and also obviously the performance. If there's any obviously uh technical difficulties that happen.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
it's how you deal
it's
with
how
those.
how you deal with it. That's
If
a
you
very
sidestep it
yeah.
and make a joke out of it and make it work, then it
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
works to your credit.
Yeah, no awkward silence in between songs either. Like I think
That's a big one.
the
Keep
set
the
should
noise
flow.
going.
The
Mhm.
set should flow. It needs to grab your attention at all times, and that's a big important, big one, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant. And is there anything you would say? Any big don'ts? Like don't do any.
don't drink.
Don't drink.
Don't be well. You can
Yes.
drink, like just don't be drunk. Like
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Be embarrass yourself.
I know, fuck's sake. Yes, they'll be getting shit faced afterwards, of course. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
but,
afterwards, but not before. Brilliant, man. So, dude, you went and played Bloodstock. After that, then you went back to the studio
yeah.
and got the album.
I got the album.
So you went and signed with Distortion Project Records.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with James.
That's really cool, man. How, did that come off the back of doing the Bloodstock thing?
It was a bit before,
I
you know.
suppose you just got
Yeah,
familiar anyway from the
Yeah.
scene, and
yeah, and then James was his.
did he approach
then
you
he
guys?
was just he's basically he's our manager, and
Brilliant.
then with the Distortion Project Records is more of the distribution side of it for Axis,
Yes.
because at the time we already were in studio time. We already were pretty much
Pretty much
recording
had
the
it.
album.
Anyway, yeah.
So when James approached us, we already had that all done. So
Suppose that made it
we could go from
you had a lot you
the scratch.
could offer it up already.
Yeah. So what we do was we released the album on the label, and then distributed was a big thing, and
Well,
the,
it shows
and the
you're serious
promotion,
as
the
well.
PR.
Like, if you've gone ahead and
But
funded
now
and
with
planned it,
moving forward, it's different.
Yeah.
we are
you can move forward together now and see how
Yeah,
this goes. That's
yeah.
that's brilliant. Mate. So you went in, you did the album again with Josh. Was there any other question of anywhere else to go, or was it always going to be?
at the time. Yeah, it was with Josh. It seemed the right thing. We like the sound with him.
Yeah, he does. He's brilliant. He seems to get the sort of modern metal sound that we're all after. It's
Yeah.
all to do with the drums as well. Like you need to get the drums right. If the drums aren't right, none of it's right.
It's a big. It sounds big. The sound, the
Yeah.
production sounds big, and it's a plus.
So I was going to ask you then if the label had any input on your studio or songs, but like you said, you had that all pretty much done.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. It was
But
more
going
like
forward,
an
They
afterwards.
might, yeah.
going
yeah,
forward, you know,
they'll
James,
help you get somewhere else.
he trusts us, and
Yeah.
then
Well, if it still works, I mean,
and you know, yeah, we're not sure yet
yeah.
where to go. We know we would like a, you know, we wanna try a different sound. We wanna try, so we don't know.
Yeah.
We're still debating where to go or what to do. But
The album, it's amazing, dude. I was enjoying. I mean, I listened to you guys before, but I never actually like studied, you know, the album.
Studied
back
the
before.
album, yeah.
So it's actually that's the most fun about doing this here. So
Uh-huh.
we're getting to do the deep dive on everyone's stuff.
yeah,
And it was brilliant, man. There was some standout tracks on it, like Apex Breath.
yeah.
Talking about it.
We re-record that again.
Yeah.
We recorded it for the album.
So good, you had to do it twice. Then there's the Passage, which is awesome. Feels
Well,
like it's
yeah.
like a big long epic journey. The Ultimate Fuse has that lead guitar at the start. I wanted to actually ask you about that. How did you play that in? Get the sound for that?
The Ultimate Fuse.
Yeah.
Ultimate Fuse was actually the first track I've written for Nomadus.
Okay. Oh, like back in the very beginning.
Yeah, like maybe
Oh,
we're
shit.
talking maybe 2016, 17.
Okay, cool.
Like it started, you know, and
Yeah.
I had another couple riffs and stuff there, but that was the final
Mm-hmm.
form. Though, me and Neil getting, you know, back to back, trying to get that, you know,
Yeah.
but that was like
So it had been in the
my
works.
first riff.
Was
you
you
know,
just constantly working on it in the background and from then till
yeah, like
getting
all
it out?
those songs were pretty like Sent to Death, Apex Breath,
Yeah.
Last Words, Ultimate Fuse, Pounding Curse. All those were already like maybe
That's
a couple
cool.
years old before we recorded the album. You know,
Well, yeah, come to think of it, they do sound like they've been worked on for that long. Like they're like
Yeah, yeah.
masterpieces, dude. They're awesome.
oh man, thanks.
The Hadeen, sorry.
Hadian,
Hadian. The reverse guitars at the start.
yeah.
So
So
the cleans, we were talking about that. How did you achieve that?
it's basically we just we the idea was, you know, the way like Metallica then black and
Yes.
like that, and the Gojira did a lot that in like
Uh-huh.
the Way of All Flesh. They have in that album they have a few tracks like that, whereas this is just reversed of what they just played, kind of.
Yeah.
And Hadian, it's basically like a palate cleanser.
Okay.
After the third song, we
Yeah.
put that in, and then that leads into Ultimate Fuse, and Ultimate Fuse leads into Paradox. You know, so
Yeah.
it's not a concept album, but it flows like
Flows
that. You
really
know,
well. So you put a lot of thought into the running order.
yeah. But that reverse thing is basically Hadian when it kicks in.
Okay.
It's that, but reversrsed,
How'd
and
you
then
come
I
up with
put
that?
some
Was that a production?
acoustic.
Was it all production, or did you actually have it?
Yeah, we had it before.
You had it all
Before
composed at home.
and yeah, and then just
Sweet.
done that in the studio again.
That's class, man. So
Yeah.
and when you're layering it up, like you said, so you scoop a lot of the mids, and then Neil puts a lot of mids in his.
He doesn't put a lot of mids. I would say he's more balanced, you
Mhm.
know. And now he doesn't have the Laney head. He has a orange crush,
Oh, nice.
which is really good too, and it works really well.
And when
with
you're
those
layering
two.
up, like in the studio, do you take a side each, or do you both come out of both sides?
No, it's
So-
with panned.
Pan, so
Yeah,
you
so
the left
that's-
and he's the right, or something
yeah.
like that.
Man, that's one of the most important things for me is
Yeah.
having the distinct guitars. You know,
Uh-huh.
like for I'm a big AC/DC fan, and that was
Yeah.
always something. Malcolm in one year, Angus in another year,
Of course.
and it was like
Yep, in stereo.
yeah, in stereo, and not just them, but you know, it was a
No, it's the
big
best way to do it, and it's especially as well if you have like alternating parts and bits.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
coming in.
and you can hear what each guitar is doing. And
I-
I always paid attention to that.
I
You know,
can't remember in Kidos who, if they, I know what they do is the quad track their guitars, but I don't know if it's one left and one right, or one left, one right, and you know both
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out of both. Can't remember how they did it, but I remember they quad tracked it, so it was like two each side doing exactly the same thing.
yeah,
It
yeah.
makes it sound like I think Metallica used to do it back in the
Yeah,
day.
like the rhythm,
Yeah.
of it. Yeah,
It took forever, but it sounded fucking massive.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
no,
You guys into doing any cool shit like that? Any?
yeah, we also tried to replicate what we do live, so we
Yeah.
didn't want to, you know, like try to put any more extra things,
Okay, you didn't want to overdo it. and
overdo it. Like we
add
just
extra
want to,
shit that's not there.
we wanted a balance between having that studio record, but
Yeah.
also at the same time we're gonna have to replicate this live, and also like you're on that side, I'm on this side,
Yeah.
based in the middle. Like just in my solos, for example, I don't have. I think I have a couple parts just where I overlay
Yeah.
over. So it's like I'm doing a dual thing, but for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
In Sent to Death, there's a part in the solo where
Do you use a looper pedal or anything, or you just?
I do use a looper pedal live and a
Okay.
harmonizer,
Class.
which we'll show you soon. But
Nice. Okay, so that's how you get the big sound then.
live, yeah.
Right.
In the studio, we just recorded it like separately.
Yes.
2 guitars, so then it seems like 3 guitars.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
yeah.
like 2 lead guitars plus the rhythm.
Yeah.
So whenever I live, I just put the pedal on, and then it's the octaver, and
That's cool.
But that's the big thing, is the live show for us is a big thing.
Yeah, you guys you put on a very energetic live show. Was that something you always set out to do from the start? Did it just come out naturally? Did you just play it and that's
I think
how that's just how you do it?
Yeah, I think we didn't think too much about it, to be fair.
Sweet.
It was just
that's pretty cool.
it's just something that we knew had to be.
I know there's a
done.
lot of bands do put effort into their movement, and you be here at this point and blah blah blah. But some guys can just do it without thinking.
We didn't really pay attention much to that. Is we knew like we just know how to headbang to these riffs, and and that's it. We want people to headbang with us.
Yeah,
that's it.
Awesome. How did you prep them for doing the album? Did you go in and do like big long week sessions? Did you have to train up for that, or did you just kind of go in sporadically when it suited?
Yeah, when it suited.
Yeah, so
and that's why it took a while as well. And then I remember we were booked for a weekend, and then someone got sick, and then we couldn't do that. And then we had to rebook for 2 months later, or something like that.
We did that with the Kidos album, but we actually found that one day we came in months later to do drums for one of the songs, and we already had like 7 of them done, and we far preferred the sound of them. So we was like, have a go at the other ones, and he literally did 7 songs in like one fucking take, just because we preferred the drum sound, and we ended up using those on the album, rather than the ones we'd spent fucking ages working on, just on a whim. We're like, just have a go there, see what it's like with this sound. I'm like, shit, that's it.
Sometimes it just works out better
on a whim, but you can do a lot of prep for the studio. I would do a lot of the honey lemon drinks and the singing the scales, hydrating like
water,
loads of water.
For me, it was tea,
tea
with honey.
Yeah,
the gigs is the same thing.
Yeah, got to do your prep though. You got to warm up. It's like any kind of physical exercise.
Yeah, and then the Brett at that point, he only joined us in 2021.
Yeah,
and then he had to learn this because the album was written. And he had to learn. So we actually recorded bass, guitars, vocals, and then drums at the end, which is unusual.
Yeah,
but it was because he was learning everything.
Guess, obviously you had it all perfectly mapped out to a click and had your session done, so he was able to just slot in.
Yeah, like we put everything there, and he knew what he was doing by the time we recorded. He done it in 2 sessions, so
awesome.
it was
the
pretty
whole
good.
Album?
Yeah,
that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Nice. So, apart from drinking the lemon, getting the honey, anything else you do to get in the mood for the studio? Anything?
Oh, in the studio?
Yeah.
For vocals, you mean?
Yeah, for vocals or guitar.
For guitar, man, you just warm up a bit,
That's what I would
beforehand,
do,
and
get like a video of the set of whatever it is and jam along at home.
Yeah, we just practice the album, and then for me, it's more the lead parts,
Yeah.
That needs to be kind of perfect.
That's cool. So, out of all the songs in the album, is there any you're the most proud of? You're the one you're the happiest with, the one if someone asked you to show you your band, you would.
Oh, the Passage.
Passage, yeah,
definitely.
That's a class one, yeah.
That's like.
It's quite like an epic. It is a passage.
I think that's our most proud song. It turned out pretty well, and it just flows. Riff after riff, and then the whole thing is also the whole song is also about mental health.
Yeah,
and it's a passage. Is like, it's
coming through.
It's only a passage. So
okay, cool.
Get out of the other end.
Positive messages then for people to take away from it. That's brilliant. And then out of everything you've recorded, maybe not even off your latest album, because you mightn't have anything on it you particularly dislike, but if you had anything that you aren't happy with over any releases at
Uh,
all?
of
Anything?
these of the axes, yeah.
Or off any previous stuff?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Like I
Cool.
said earlier, man, it's just a period in time, and then it's like onto the next release. See if we can, uh, uh, how do you say,
Level it up.
level it up? Yeah,
That's
top,
what I
not
was
top
gonna
up.
ask you then,
Maybe it's not the word top it up, but it's like challenge ourselves a bit more.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What was next for you? So you want to challenge yourselves a bit more? What does that mean? Like upgrading equipment, writing more difficult
I mean about
compositions,
more riffs,
like
more about the
heavier,
riffs,
harder,
more about the drum parts, more about the vocals. Trying
fast, just level up.
try to push myself to
Yeah,
sing a bit
Yeah.
differently or a bit better, and but we're not there
well,
yet.
that's it. If you're not
but-
challenging yourself constantly, you're never going to get any better. You're never going to
Yeah.
get good. So it's cool that you
Yeah.
want to keep doing.
well, we're working towards it. That's why we've been quiet since July.
Yeah,
Not I mean quiet as in not having live shows because we used to be
Writing?
flat
Are
out.
you
You
writing
know.
new songs then?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
We
you're
just
already getting ready to follow up.
we just try to get that stuff sorted
That's class.
and ready to go and but that's why we're just taking the time for it. And then personal life
Yeah.
comes along, so we try to manage everything between us four.
Yeah,
And yeah, we family first, man. So
Of course, dude,
it's we're working together for Nomadus, and
that's really cool. These are all. taking time
yeah,
out
like
and, family
we know it's us four, and
Yeah.
that's it. It's
That's class.
we're working. Next year was gonna be busier, I think.
Yeah. Any plans like tours, collaborations?
Not this
videos?
year because 2024 is just for this
Yeah.
this album and personal life, and then once 2025, then we'll start going from
Winter
there.
sucks really to play gigs anyway.
Yeah.
Winter's a good bit of downtime.
Well, we're no rush,
Yeah.
Like we know, like this stuff can't be rushed like that too much. So we're just trying to get the right sound and the right song, the right riffs, the right.
Fucking right, man. Well, can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
stuff,
So I'm looking forward to it
That's cool.
once it gets everything done. Yeah.
You've been to any good gigs recently on the scene?
Yeah. Been going to.
What we got last?
The last one was, I think, was actually Blaze Bailey.
Oh,
No.
nice.
Well, not you mean like in the scene?
Yeah, or on the scene.
Was I think it was Boatsank, Sky Pilot,
Oh, nice.
and there was the
Is
trio.
that Limelight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
And what else? I've been in a good few ones before that, because I used to be going like pretty much every week, But
Oh,
then
yeah.
with family, you
Dude,
can't
I'm the same.
you can't go to every show, but
Yeah.
I try to go as much as I
I
can.
liked it when they
know.
used to broadcast them live on the internet. Do you remember? Like Voodoo used to show their gigs live
Yeah,
on YouTube. That was class
Andy.
because couldn't make everyone, but I did want to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
them all. So I wish they'd do that.
You used to
more
do the Metal to the Masses,
Yeah.
Andy. Yeah,
Maybe they do something like that again. That'd be good.
yeah, yeah. No, I think
Awesome.
the last one I was is Motorhead. Was just a Motorhead
Oh,
tribute.
Nice.
Not that long ago.
Was that with
few weeks
Terrace?
ago. Yes, Terrace was playing,
Fantastic.
and yeah, that was.
What do
a
you
lot.
think of them? Enjoy-
Yeah,
Yeah?
enjoy them. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's
And-
cool. And is there anyone on the scene you think people should be checking out? Anyone you want to recommend people to go and listen to?
Well, just for me, it's Hint,
Yep,
Sky Pilot,
of
No.
course.
The Boat Sank.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say the Crawling?
Crawling.
Crawling
of course.
Stranglewire.
Yep.
Lockhorns.
Brilliant.
I love pretty much
All of those guys. Yeah,
all
you
those
pretty
guys.
much named all my
and
favorites.
they were our
They're the ones all
influences
doing
too.
the best. I suppose it makes sense. To be
It's just
favorites.
it is the guys you play with, and I can't wait for Kiros to come back as well.
Oh
So
man, me too. Yeah, it should
we're
be good.
looking forward for that.
Yep, new songs in the works, so it's
yeah.
all coming together, which is good.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, dude, thanks so much for coming in and talking to us. We'll
No
go
worries.
now and we'll have a look at your cool equipment you've
Yep.
brought. I think we might need to. Are you? Can you just grab it now? Do we need to do anything else? Do we need to?
We need to put the pedals.
Okay, yeah, we need to pause. So
Yeah.
we'll pause, and we'll be back. It'll be like. We're back here. With Fredy, who's brought us his wonderful rig, and man, you're going to show us what you've got. So please explain.
Yeah, so
Start with your guitar.
we'll start with the guitar, sure.
Yeah.
So it's just a Les Paul Epiphone Les Paul Prophecy, and
Nice.
with EMG 81, 85 pickups, and this is
Active.
yeah.
Yeah.
this
So you
is-
got to put a battery in there.
yeah, there's a battery at the back, but
Alright.
it's just the best thing for this kind of riffs, man. You
For
know?
like overdriven metal, like
Yeah, just that old school, but with a bit of that modern style. A bit like,
cool.
you know, you can't go wrong with the EMGs. You know,
No, you can't.
for me, they're the best pickups for what
Awesome.
what I want to sound. You know.
Yep.
And yeah, they work pretty well. It's the same. I have the ESP LTD EC 401. So that was my first guitar.
The Eclipse,
Yeah,
yeah.
the yeah, I think it's the Eclipse.
and they're pretty much just like a Les Paul shape. Is there any
Yeah.
slightly different? They got like a bit of a longer.
This one feels a bit slightly heavier than the other, than the SP,
Yeah.
and a bit more chunky, you know, and even I don't know why, like it just feels more full
Yeah.
to play the riffs, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, I prefer this one at the minute, and it's actually Carl's, you know.
Yeah.
It's not even mine, but he just lets me use it, you know. And
Cool.
this is for the live shows, and yeah, man. But that's my option at the minute is this one.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
It's just so nice. And I don't even make them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
you only
so they're
find
now,
them,
like,
you only
limited?
find them second hand.
And they go for crazy prices then if they're.
Yeah, I'm
don't
not too
make 'em?
sure, but this they like especially the Epiphone with the EMG pickups like this
Yeah.
with this style,
That's
because
really
it's
cool.
usually Simmer Duncan or Fishman.
Yeah.
Even, but
What strings you using?
it's the Dario
Dario?
60s.
Yeah. Oh,
60, yeah.
I think that's what I use as well for designed for drop C tuning.
C,
Is that what it
yeah.
says on it? Yeah, it's the blue
Yeah.
ones. That's one I use. Nice.
But we got it's the NYXL, I think,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay. They're like they last longer. They're like
Last
coated.
longer, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
it's the Dario ones.
Yeah. You need those thicker strings though for lower tunings
Yeah,
Optimized
it makes a
one.
difference, you know. Like
Yeah.
you can hear that.
because you can hear it sounds like a bloody rubber bands flapping around when.
Oh,
you
the light strings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't even see if I played those light strings now. I would just
Yeah.
break it.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah. Oh man, they suck.
'cause the amount of not effort, but the amount of
Yeah. The sustain.
you have to
You gotta
give to
really
this,
push
you
it.
know.
Nice. Nice. So using cables? Do you use wireless or just cables? What do
Just
you?
cables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're singing and you're at the mic stand, it's not really necessary to
Yeah, go wireless.
it's
you know,
not like,
that's-
not like you can go anywhere.
and then I'm pretty close to the
Yep, the
pedal
board.
board anyway.
Nice.
So yeah,
So this is your board.
that's my board. Yeah.
So start from the beginning, man. With you got tuner.
Obviously the your usual tuner.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Everyone
essential,
starts with
I'd say,
tuner.
you know.
Without that, you're fucked.
Yeah. So then from that goes to the. So I have the 5150 overdrive
Very nice.
pedal, the EVH, and that's just pairs really nice with that cab and with also that head.
Yeah.
And the guitar itself.
So it's all Eddie Van
It's
Halen,
like-
Eddie Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen.
It's just
Nice.
that I tried. I used to have a Black Star LT metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was alright. But this is
This is the one. This is your favorite.
this is the one that gets that sweet spot for me.
Excellent.
And yeah, that does the job.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And obviously the way you dial it in, it's going
Mhm.
with that and with the
Are you
head
letting us
setting.
see how you dial it in? Is
Oh
this,
yeah,
is this,
fuck,
oh, cool.
work away.
All right, okay.
There's
So
nothing to
that's
hide.
where you go. You keep your bass all the way down,
Bass down and then
treble on about
treble,
6, mid on about 5.
yeah, and then gain just not totally, but in
And
three
that's
quarters.
how we
And,
get the Fredy sound.
and then it's pretty much the same as the head, you know. But that's it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Cool. So what's next then?
And then next we have a phaser.
Yep.
You know, this is basically a phase 90.
Where do you use
It's-
the
it's-
phaser? What
it's,
songs?
Ultimate Fuse
Yep.
during the solo of last words
Mm-hmm.
as well. It's not too many because I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple songs
Okay.
here and
Just
there.
sort of tastefully added in.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I'd rather that than a wah pedal.
Okay.
I just prefer the sound of the phaser.
Excellent.
And that's the Zach Wild signature.
Yeah, I noticed that's pretty cool.
That's
Man.
cool.
Nice.
And then we have the quintessence.
Okay, and what does this do?
Quintessence. And this is a TC Electronic Harmonizer.
Okay.
So basically,
Oh, is that like your octavator?
but it doesn't octave. That's why I have the other one
Oh,
there. So that one is just, it goes through the scales,
Yeah.
through the keys, and through the harmony. So you can choose. You can see there all the keys,
Yeah. Right. Okay.
and then the scales.
That's
You know,
cool.
and
So
then-
you got to have a bit of theory knowledge there to know your know your scales, know your keys, and know what you're doing with that. You couldn't just.
Well, the way I learned that was just
Oh,
experimenting.
just bring it on.
It was like, wait, that doesn't work with what I want to do here.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of time spent on that, but yeah, you have to have quite a bit of knowledge of what you're doing. But at the same
Awesome.
time, man, it's just
And what do you
experimenting
use it for?
for, say, fraction,
Yeah.
the solo in fraction.
Cool.
It's just very melodic.
Yeah.
And there's like, say, two guitars there
Mm-hmm.
doing the solo, so I have to use that, and that harmonizes to like a fifth.
Brilliant.
So it's like.
And do you have it set just for that song? If you wanted to do something else, are you able
used
to go
to-
down and play with the
yeah.
settings during the set?
Yeah,
Do you then need to memorize where it needs to be for what song, or is
Dawn
there
of
a way to
Darkness.
recall it?
yeah, Dawn of Darkness was
Yeah.
as well, but so it's a totally different setting for Dawn of Darkness because it's down a fourth.
Do you have to just jump down and do
it's
it on the
different
fly?
scale. I used to do it, in between, and then I use now because it's quite similar to the octave pedal.
Okay,
That setting, so I use the octave pedal for that song now
cool.
live, but the recorded was like that.
Yeah,
And yeah, basically for those, and now writing new stuff, I might put another couple in, but
Yeah.
no, not sure.
awesome.
Yeah, but it's always good to have, and it's good fun. Like,
Yeah, brilliant. So you run them in order then. So yep, tuner to amp to phaser to
harmonizer,
Harmonizer.
and then octaver,
octaver.
and that's just to. So I use it in the setting of the normal.
Yeah.
What you're playing plus the
Okay.
octave down.
Yeah, just give that extra beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't actually change the tuning, because you can change, like, I think is.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
Yes,
pick
yeah.
whether it's a
7
third, a
levels
fifth,
down.
a seven. Yeah.
But
So you
I
go
just-
right down to the bottom.
I just choose to use both at the same time. You know, like
Nice.
your octave and
Yeah.
what you're playing,
That's really cool, man.
and then that's the MXR carbon copy analog delay.
Yep.
I think it's one of the best delay pedals out there.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you just have
Just
one sort of go-to delay setting, or do you need to dial in different ones for different songs, or do you just sort of have a go-to?
live, I would say more or less the same,
Yeah.
unless
But on the albums, you play with
the
different
album I'll
dials?
play. Yeah,
Yeah.
I played with the different. The
Sweet.
depends what tempo is on
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know,
Cool.
and
Cool.
then just a booster. Usually,
Is that for your solos just?
yeah, but sometimes I don't even use it.
Yeah.
It depends.
Sometimes you don't even need it.
It depends on really on the night.
Yeah.
If the sound,
Sometimes the
You
sound
know-
man is on the ball and has you up for your solos.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
you don't need it.
it's a good one to have there just in case. You know.
Yeah, of
But,
course. Yes.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better to
and-
have it and not need it. Yeah, we've gone guitar, we've gone pedal board. So next part of the chain is then the amp.
Yeah. So I use the Laney LX 120 RH, and that's pretty good head. Like,
Yeah.
it's just budget as well. You know, like it's not,
Well,
not a
Laney is pretty reputable. You know, you're just getting something
not
good.
overly expensive, and it does the job. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I've been using it for since the start.
Yeah.
You know, and then Neil used to have the exact same one, and then recently he changed it for an orange crush, which is
Oh.
pretty good too. You know.
Yeah.
And those two, they blend together.
Blend
really well,
together
you
really
know.
well. Brilliant.
Yeah, but the settings are pretty much what I use in that pedal there. You know.
So you're not doing anything too fancy with your
No.
dial. You're just
just
looks. Yeah. You got
it's pretty much like the pedal. You know. Like,
Cool.
I don't want my guitar to sound too bassy.
yeah.
And I want.
Well, if you're the lead, you sort of want to be cutting through more then on the high end.
So,
Yeah.
that's it. You know, and then we try to blend the bass together because
What does he do for his sound then? What?
yeah, he has a bit more grit, a bit more distortion as
Yeah.
well, but not overly. You know, that kind of a bit like the Sepultura have that sound.
Yeah.
You know, and a bit of Overkill like D.D. Verney. You know,
Okay.
that kind of distortion, but still there with the treble. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
A
awesome.
lot of Rex, like Rex Brown.
Yeah.
You know, like Carl loves all those guys, and we
Fucking
all.
right.
That's the thing, man. We all gel together, the same musical
It's brilliant. Yeah,
influences.
when everyone has all the same inspirations,
You know,
it's brilliant how it all comes together.
So yeah, it's
So that's the amp. What's next in the cab?
and then the cab is the iconic series of the 5150.
Of
but
course,
it's-
legendary.
Yeah, but it's not. It's the ones that they released, maybe a couple of years ago. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's not like the
The 80s one.
the high end of it.
Aye.
It's like
Still though, and
still a
it's
budget
sounds
one.
fantastic though.
Yeah,
Just,
the first time I heard it was like, like they don't need anything else. And
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Like it's a
that's fucking cool, man.
4x12. So
Yeah. Show us
that-
then
yeah. So that's the harmonizer.
the
so
harmonizer.
I use these settings for say fraction.
Yeah.
So the soloing fraction is pretty melodic. It's nothing really too surreal, but
Yeah.
it's just so you see that
That's cool.
one guitar,
Sweet.
but it needs to be on that. I need to play that scale. That I can't.
Yeah.
If I play the wrong note, it sounds really weird.
It'll go like
You know,
wild.
like-
I've seen. Yeah.
That doesn't
That's
work,
right.
So that's how you have to try so many things.
That sounds really cool. When I was younger, I used to play with different sort of harmonizers, pedals. I
Uh-huh.
never got one that I liked. I always thought it sounded
Yeah.
really fake or silly, but that sounds fucking brilliant.
Yeah. So say like the.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's fucking class.
it's
man. That
just like
sounds
a-
amazing.
But I recorded two separate guitars, and it was
So you just
slightly-
played them in separately, but when you're going live.
Yeah, it's with
Oh,
us because it's the
class.
closest to
Yeah.
it. So that was the point. Yeah. So,
That's amazing, dude. That
Yeah.
sounds brilliant. Well,
yeah.
well chosen for your addition to your pedal board.
Yeah. Definitely, it was just a nice one to have there as well.
Yeah. Epic, dude. Epic. Nice. Cool.
Yeah. It's pretty much it, man.
That's cool, man. Yeah. You want to fire it up then and show us
Sure.
show us some stuff?
Couple riffs.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Go for it.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So do you use the drop riffs where you're playing, you chord with your finger and then using your other fingers to do like
Yeah,
a
so-
riff. So you can do that thicker, you're chugging a chord and then fingering a riff at the same time.
Yeah, so that's one
the
of
best
the
trick with drop tuning.
useful things for
Yeah.
drop C is that
Nice.
like you have the
Yep. And then you can do other stuff. You can flutter
Yeah,
around
so
with the
like-
other fingers. Awesome.
so you're always in that key, but
Yeah.
you can just fuck about there.
Yeah. And it's sometimes as well, if you've only just got one guitar in,
Yeah.
you can add the bigger, thicker sound.
And then
That's class.
Two guitars with this, and one can do the lower bit.
Yeah.
and we love playing fifths and thirds.
Yeah.
Mix them both. Also octaving,
That's brilliant.
but it's pretty much a formula that Crowbar would use at times, and we like to go into that a lot.
Well, if it works, it works.
It's yeah, man.
That's really
and
cool.
just those people say that we have a lot of like Sepultura influence.
Yeah.
Which I agree.
Do you want
as well.
to give us an example of something of the cleans.
with the cleans.
Yeah. One of the parts. Are you able? I know that a lot of it's production, like with the delays and the effects. But are you able
Well,
to do? Well,
Alien, say
yeah.
Alien, but
I
I
remember.
haven't played that in a long time.
I don't know. Just for something, and then
Yeah.
something clean, and then another heavy one, and then there's like a few different ones that mix in. That could be cool, man.
Maybe I'll put them in the bass here. Just
Nice.
no.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
Got that part.
No, here it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the solo of Last Words.
Yeah.
Just very, remind you of something that Gojira would do.
Okay.
Tapping and it's just very melodic and
Yeah.
feel good, like a feel good kind of thing.
Awesome.
And yeah, we could try that.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Yeah, so let's try again.
Try it.
Very ropey.
Awesome, man. Yeah, well done. Class.
I haven't played this
great.
in a while. This one,
Yeah.
but it's a bit stiff there at the end.
Dude, it sounds fucking fantastic.
just-
You're an
just-
awesome player. Like always obviously I've seen you millions of times before, but never just stood and watched you play guitar like this, and it's very impressive. You're fucking you're better than I remember.
Really?
But all those
Well,
times.
thanks, man.
Yeah, fucking right, dude.
I don't
Um,
consider myself to be like a virtuoso player.
Yeah.
I like
Well, that's
I like
it.
those
That's
melodies, and
Nobody does. Everyone wants to be better.
Yeah,
Everyone was
yeah.
always looking at somebody else, wishing they were that good. That's the beauty of guitar. There's no completing it. There's always something else. Like,
no, it's rock and roll, man. You
Yeah.
mess it up and you just.
Dude, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for coming
thanks, that's
and
for
showing
having
us
me.
your awesome rig, telling us all about Nomadus, and hopefully, sure, we'll get you up again sometime. Maybe
Yeah.
with some of the other dudes.
Definitely.
We'll see you at a gig then or something soon.
Hopefully, soon next year we'll get back.
Awesome.
We'll go back on the road again.
Fantastic. I'm sure I'll see it out and about at a gig
Yeah.
anyway in the meantime. But
Yeah.
that is episode 3 of A Rig Rundown.
Cheers.
And dude, thanks so much for coming. And
Thank
we'll
you.
see everyone again next time. Thank you. Goodbye.